and welcome to Gunpla Reviews, where it is myself versus my shelf. Around 190 model kits and a queue of reviews to do. Today's challenger be the RX 139 Hambrabi. Hambrabi. It's very hard to say correctly if you're not really thinking about it. You might say Hambrabi, but I digress. This is from the year of our Bandai Lords, 2012, the high-grade Universal Century line. What I realize on the manuals, it doesn't say what release number it is, as opposed to the boxes. But I suppose it's neither here nor there. As is tradition, let's get a look at our manual. Our front side, of course, has the mobile suit and model kit itself. Opposite and back side is our color guide, pictures of, I guess, CG rendering, replicating the show. I can talk. Articulation and gimmicks seen here. The inside cover, we have more detailed information about the mobile suit itself, both transformed and not transformed. I didn't do any research to look at the terminology for things, and on this page we have our transformation gimmick, our weapons, and the color page. And of course, as is tradition, our first page is all runners and warnings, so we'll get right on by to our assembly, which starts at the torso and head, which are conjoined. Moves on to the shoulders, gets to the wings and back, before going over to the arms. Got the arms here, assemble upper torso, move on to the feet and legs, followed by final assembly and the beginnings of our weapons, which again, foolishly, did not look to see what everything was called. But here we are. The 1/44 scale Hambrabi. See, even I say it wrong, not on purpose. Getting up close with your boy, inside here you can see all these pink markings are stickers. You have a pair on the shoulders. You have a pair that are inside here representing eyes, as well as one up here on the back side. You've got one on each of these wings here. And as I bring it up for closer inspection, no, there are no further stickers. So it's all just camera lenses and a couple of color corrections back here on the wings. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good robot right there. But what we will see is that it is not very articulate, and because you have no head articulation whatsoever, it is affixed. Nor do you have any shoulder articulation because these two are affixed. So here at the arm, you see you have like at least a very interesting joint system going on here, but all you really get out of it is arms out the side enough to T-pose. And at the elbow, you only get 90 degrees. Very curiously, it's got some cufflinks here. These do rotate, but I think that's just for the case of not... Okay, well then let's see. If we get everything lined up correctly, perhaps you can get the arm up enough to get inside the shoulder piece, but it doesn't seem to really be all that worth it. The arms do reach out to front though, which is at least nice considering that it seems to have a lot of like blocked articulation. At the waist here, we have at least an average amount of waist movement, and a little bit of ab crunch, I think. And let's see if I can't pull this apart safely. I can't, but if you pull... I have absolutely done the dumbest and pulled that polycap out. What a genius I am. We're going to cut and I'm going to put that back together. Okay, so now that we're back and I've proven that there is some ab crunch going on, I realized that the blue sections here on both sides are also stickers. Those really crappy wrap around this protruding surface stickers that could have been solved with pieces. So I'm hoping that not because of my faux pas, that naturally it has this great amount of waist tilt. That's a lot of good hardy waist tilt. It doesn't look like the piece is trying to pop out, so I think we're good. All right. Up front, you've got the front/side skirts, which move around. You can raise them up, get them completely out of the way of the waist. So let's see. Because it has a transformation gimmick, you can get the foot all the way to the face, bringing the knee down. You have a very hearty amount of waist, as well as double jointed knee action. That's, I had that right off camera, double jointed knee action. That's pretty damn good. And look, I found more stickers on both sides of both knees. You kind of don't see some stuff when you don't do your research beforehand. You go in raw. But that's how I like to do it. It feels more like genuine. And it's just my style to not do the research. So, finally, at the feet here, you have a full bend down, thanks to our transformation. You have no heel bend, despite that it looks like it should. And a good, hearty amount of wiggle. A design choice in the Hambrabi that I never understood. Why this? Like, I can get having the fins there for stabilization in, like, flight mode, but why this? Why the holes? Is this a weight reduction thing? And I don't mean for the kit, I mean, like, as they... Oh, I'm right there in the shadow. Sorry. As a concept for the mobile suit, is that for weight reduction? You need to have those wings, but you can cut out a couple kilos by doing that. We're going to take a look at the back here, because on the back we have the wings. They do fold back and forth. Out here you've got the tail. You've got a full range of motion there, as well as a full 180 on that. Putting that up front, these guns have a little bit of like wiggle on the back, but that's just because they're like pressed in. They're, you know, sandwich parts that press into position, I think. Let's see if I can't squeeze one out. Huh. They're also attached by those green cables. But yes, they are simply just plugged in there. I had forgotten, because I built this several years ago, so I hope I didn't break anything internally. Great, wonderful, glorious. So, at the hands, because I am completely disorganized today. I'm like out there. We have claws that come around at the wrists here, but the hands are not standard. These are plug and play polycaps, so that you can alternate between the one open hand, the two closed fists, and the two solid fists, which I am just not a fan of those. I would rather have the open hand on a display even if it's empty. That's just me. The kit comes with all these extra hands, of course, a total of 5 hands. Kind of lame, but it is what it is. 2 beam sabers in the matching blue. And we're going to keep one of these beam sabers aside for just a moment. You have, as soon as I put the cord back in, as I pulled it out, you have this electrode zapper thingy that you see it used very much to effect against the Zeta Gundam. If you don't wish to have it with the cable, it's just a regular like 2mm, 1mm cable. The 2 pieces here will affix together so you can store it as simply a club. And lastly, you get the big rifle, which the design of this is very interesting because you have these feet here at the end, but they're not really like meant for anything. Like you could totally set that on a surface for sniping, and I guess that might be the intention, is now it has its own like bipod in the back and kind of a bit there going on, but however, it is shown in the manual, and I need to see, yes, perhaps this is the reason that these are shaped this way, because you can absolutely stick one of these beam sabers into the back end of this, but I think that particular beam saber is not cooperating. What's going on here? Okay, that one was a little better. I think something might be just slightly wrong with this particular beam saber. So go back over there. But this fits in, and you will have either a spear weapon, probably with the disarming hooks, which I think that's not a bad idea, considering. Lastly, and then I probably said lastly about the gun, you have a particular action base adapter. This is curved so that you will plug this directly onto your favorite action base of use and set that in position like so. And then we will find the action base connection point here. Standard 3mm peg between the legs. Nothing too particularly eventful, but this does make it work for being in transformation. I guess otherwise you would have to plug him up on a regular action base. Now, because this is a simple transformation, it is all within one segment of the page. We will go ahead and actually try to do this one on camera, unlike before, where I tend to fail at such tasks. Let's go. Let's give this a try. We're going to probably be using the wrong hands. I'll rotate these out to front. Bend them forward. Yep. And then you will take your legs at the knee, that double jointed knee, and bring it around. I guess it wants me to flatten the foot out first. There is a small space right up front here that allows you to flatten the heel out. But let me show that again because you can feel it. Like push on the heel and everything's kind of fits in right in a certain position. It's very nice. Then you flip the leg up over its head, to which I need to know why I'm not getting an optimized position here. Like, where exactly do these flip and fold over? On the legs? I believe so. Yes, okay. It looks weird, and it felt weird for a moment there, but we got it. Just gotta get... Oh no, I pulled the kneecap off. Gotta get the legs in all kind of correct position, I guess. And this is about the result that you want here. Get a profile view going there. Or at least this is my interpretation, because it's not really... If we look at it from up here... Is that about right? Why does this looks and this doesn't look right? Perhaps I've got the legs going too far forward. Bring that back. Not a whole lot we can do there, but we've tried. We did it. We did a transformation on camera. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to show that you can mount the gun or any other particular weapons anywhere, so I guess it would simply be carrying the gun. Let us equip a gun. Gotta pull the hand out. And of course, pull the hand apart, as is tradition. Let's get this beam saber out of here. Squeeze that together and absolutely fail, of course, as is tradition. I must be trying to put it together backwards. Yes, I was, like the fool. So, plug gun. Even this isn't right. There must be another hand, because... Yeah, this... Okay, if we hold sideways, it's kind of okay if you hold the gun sideways, but that doesn't feel right for gripping. I need to check the manual quickly, briefly. You just have to mind how you hold it, because you can already see right there, that's a gap. Gaps should not be happening. Gaps are rude and risky and scary and make me feel like I'm going to break yet another pair of hands. Do not want. Look, it already fell apart. That's failure. Terrible. Awfully terrible. I'm going to cut this out probably. But let's finish assembling and putting him on his home, his base. Squish that right inside there. Please keep it PG in the comments. And lo, here we have a transformed, albeit a bit sloppy, Hambrabi. In conclusion, I give this mobile suit a rating of prototyping. It's definitely very midline. There's nothing exceptional about it, but there's nothing like ravishingly bad about it either. Sure, the hands are a little different because they're pegs, and it sucks that there's absolutely nowhere to store any of the weapons on its person. Not the gun, not the shocky whip thingy, not even the beam saber handles. But it makes up for it by being incredibly sturdy, and the transformation gimmick is super simple. Sure, you might want to lose points on it for like not having like an upper torso articulation, but it is still very articulated for what it's supposed to be articulated. Like, this entire top part of the body is a solid object. It's meant for high-speed cruising. It's meant for quick assaults. It's meant for us to hate it because Jared Mesa. No, not Jared. Jared was never in this thing. That was Oh my god, what's his name? That's going to be a problem. You know what? I'm not going to think about that. Y'all get down in the comments below and y'all tell me what that guy's name is. I just remembered it, but now it's time to quiz y'all. Name that mobile suit pilot. Bam! I thank y'all for watching. And as always, ZEON.